So, you may be asking yourself, hey Bog Grinder, this is supposed to be the FPV Park video, but you're just sitting in your van eating Taco Bell, and why does your audio sound like garbage? Well, you're right to ask those questions. I'm currently at the tail end of a freaking panic attack. Let me tell you a little story. So this past weekend was supposed to be the first big work trip of the FPV Park. If you're unfamiliar with the FPV Park project, last year I set a goal to raise $80,000 to buy a super secluded piece of property that anybody could come out to fly, throw events, do whatever you want. Just a public piece of land that is an FPV park. But we didn't make enough for that. We made 37 of the proposed $80,000. I spoke with the donators and I was like, obviously we're not going to make the $80,000 to make this project a reality. So what I can either do is refund all of you and we'll just try it again at a different time, or we can take what we made and just do what we can with it. So that's what we decided to do. So while this is not going to be the flight test-esque sprawling property that we envisioned, it's still going to be something pretty cool that people can come out to and enjoy. So like I said, this past weekend was supposed to be the first big work trip. We had about 6 people signed up, ready to come out and help us clear the land. I bought supplies, I made a plan. I was very, very excited to finally get back out there. After all winter it snowed, so we weren't able to work on the property all winter. Finally, summer's here. Let's go. No, it rained. It rained for 2 weeks straight leading up to this. But being the optimist I am, I said, screw it. Let's just drive out there. It's only 4 hours away. What's the worst that can happen? We'll just get rained out all weekend. I even made this cool intro where I go inside of my van in front of my house and then I come outside of the van in front of the park, but that got all screwed up. I feel like the rest of the crew already knew this was a bad idea because everybody canceled except for Grand and Maddie Blunts. But I was like, I don't care if it's raining a little bit. You know, I've worked in the rain before. I can handle that. But what I didn't account for was how soft the ground was going to be, because as soon as I showed up, my van got stuck hard in some deep ass mud. But thankfully this good old boy came by with a chain and he yanked me out. So because of all the rain, the ground is too wet to get the van back there, and this normally wouldn't have been a problem because I can just sleep in my tent, but I didn't bring my tent because I bought a van to sleep in. And I was kind of uncomfortable just leaving my van on the side of the road next to the property because I've had some really bad experiences with rural police, and I did not want to deal with a rural cop coming up and being like, why are you sleeping in your car on the side of the road, you know? I had a few panic attacks. I questioned my purpose in life, and I was stuck. I was really kind of like overwhelmed and hopeless. I did not know what to do. And then Maddie Blunts showed up. And Maddie was like, you know what? You drove 4 hours out here. So what if it's raining? We may as well at least just do some work on the land, at least clear some of the logs out of the way. So next time we come out, we'll have an easier time. So I'm glad Maddie Blunts showed up because I probably would have just cried and went home. But he was like, nah, man, let's do some work while we're here. So after we got the van unstuck, I had a few panic attacks. I felt very overwhelmed. And then I smoked a bowl and felt a ton better. We cleared a decent chunk of the land. We cut down some more dead trees. And there's really just like a ton of dead wood all over the place that we got to clear out. You know, this is just clearing land is the main first step for this. Like I said, it's only 37K, so it's raw land. This is not cleared at all. It is not ready to go. We need to cut down trees. We need to clear trees. We need to set this thing up properly. After I got bored of carrying wood around, I decided to build the second gap of the FPV Park, this little triangle gap. It's nothing special, just some cheap 70% off 2x4s that I found at Home Depot, screwed in between some trees, and boom, there you go, triangle gap. So this whole thing was supposed to be a vlog. I filmed a ton of footage. I filmed my entire trip out here. However, when I took a little break from work, I had a feeling that I needed to check my footage for some reason, and when I did, I discovered my microphone was broken. And this is what I feel. It's funny. It's just like some Every single piece of footage I recorded on this trip so far has garbage, gargled audio just like this. Yep, looks like my microphone is trashed. Well, add that on the list of things that have gone wrong today. Boy, oh boy. So not only was I freaking out because it was raining, my van got stuck. I'm super overwhelmed with all the work we got to do on this park. The video that I'm trying to make didn't work. Now I make weekly videos, so if I have a video idea, a plan, I have everything set up and I start to execute it and something goes wrong, I have to pivot immediately. It's a panic. I'm like, oh crap, this video isn't working that I've been setting up for all week. What do I do so I can get this video out? Hence this voiceover. I had a little breakdown, not a big one, just your average run-of-the-mill little panic attack. One where you just want to go hide in a corner and never see another human in your entire life, you know what I mean? But I did what I always do in situations like this. I cry for a minute, but then I bucked the fuck up and I handled my business. I went right back onto the property and just started clearing more wood. That's really all we can do right now is just clear wood and get everything set up to start making the infrastructure. There's 10 acres of raw land here that we got to clear out. It was pretty overwhelming. So when I go out to the park and I look at it, I'm just like, fuck, man, where do I even start? Where do I even start to get get this thing functional. And that's when it hit me. Why work on everything at once? Why don't we just do one section at a time? First, we got to work on the entrance. Then we can work on the gaps. Then we can work on the campsites and clearing stuff out. But so far I've been trying to do everything at once, and it's been too much for me. So I think this might make the progress a little bit slower, focusing on one section at a time, but overall it'll make the entire project a lot more manageable, and everything will be set up way better this way. After I realized I don't have to do it all at once and I can just attack it section by section, I was feeling pretty good. I was feeling good enough to fly Whoop-Pack. Check this out.
My nigga C-Town, my big brother Big Lee holding it down. Flamboyant, baby, for life. We taking over. No doubt. Coming to a theater near you. Check it out. Come on, check it. Make sure my mic is loud and my production is tight. Better watch me round your girl if you ain't fucking her right. You damn player haters never wanna see me blow. Flamboyant entertainment, CEO. Yo, the spotlight is mine, it ain't his no more. When Lee come home, niggas can't live no more. And I'm straight, keep a Harlem World mind state. I never lounge where you find Jake. Surprise niggas like a blind date. L-rhyme great, and I'ma increase the crime rate for old time's sake. Run with me and I'ma make you a star. When me and my crew hit the clubs, we go straight to the bar. Leave them empty. I cruise through Harlem in the M3. Never pay for parties, say my name and I'm in free. I'm on some 100G car shit, superstar shit. Selling niggas that wet shit, right out the jar shit. I'm dumb hot, I'll wreck you and your young flock. Keep the gun cop, represent one block. 139, nigga. The day
after the Whoop-Pack, the rain had all but pretty much stopped, but the ground was still pretty damn wet from the previous 2 weeks downpours. Not really the funnest working environment, but we did the best that we could. We cleared a lot more land. We got some general ideas of where each section is gonna go. And I decided to just head home. Like the 4-hour drive home. I drove 4 hours out to the park. I worked for like 3 hours, and I'm gonna drive 4 hours back home the same exact day. The van drove fantastic though, 10 out of 10. I would buy it again. So this was a pretty good trip, even though I was fairly miserable and had some freakouts. I learned, do not drive your heavy ass cargo van that is rear wheel drive into heavy thick mud. And I learned always bring your tents, I guess too. No, that's not a good one. As far as the ground getting soft in the rain, me and Maddie have already been devising some sort of 2x4 between nylon webbing bridge system that we can lay down so nothing will get stuck out there if it does rain when we're trying to exit the park. And we are planning on heading back out there in a couple weeks to do some more work, assuming the weather cooperates. But I think I'll be a lot more prepared this time, even if it doesn't. Like I said, this is a big undertaking. It's kind of overwhelming, and so far it's just been me, Maddie Blunts, and Shelby doing some of the work. But I'm really excited about it, man. I really do have big visions for this. I think we can make a really cool, chill little spot for people to come, fly drones, camp out, all that. You know, the original vision, just scaled down a little bit. I don't usually address bad faith actors, but a lot of you have been sending me screenshots of this jabroni on Facebook talking shit, saying the FPV park is a scam. I don't know how it can be a scam. We literally were at the park working on it, so it's not really a scam there, ding dong. Just so you know, the reason this person hates me so much is I was going to go film my buddy who's a skater in an indoor skate park, and then I was going to give the owner of the skate park the footage to use for whatever he wanted. This dude that's talking shit freaked out and was like, you don't have a Part 107, you can't film people with a Part 107, you're giving all of us a bad name. And then he got absolutely destroyed on Instagram. First of all, I was doing this for free, just for fun. I was doing it indoors. The FAA has no jurisdiction indoors. You don't need a 107 to film your friends with your drone indoors. Like, that's ridiculous. And this dude, apparently a 107 pilot, didn't know that, so he just got embarrassed in the comments, and he's been after me ever since. I once started a rumor that I sold the FPV park to buy a 93 Camry, and this stupid motherfucker reposted that shit thinking it was the truth. I started that rumor, you dumb motherfucker. Anyway, so you can ignore this guy if you see him talking shit on the park. It's definitely there. We're definitely working on it. All of you are invited to come out and hang out if you want to. This summer is going to be super sick. We're going to do a lot of work on it. We're going to have a lot of fun. So if you do want to come out, send me an email. Unless you're that douchebag, you're not invited. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for this video. It was, you know, kind of successful. I guess we have a game plan now, even though we got rained out or whatever. But if you do want to see the original video when I went to the park for the first time, you can check it out right here. And if you enjoy these videos and you want to support me, I do have a Patreon. It's my sole source of income. I don't do ads. I don't do affiliate links. I don't do anything like that. I just make videos and hope you like them and subscribe to my Patreon. I promise next park video will be better. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. I love you. Bye.